Good morning, welcome. My name's Dana, and for the next hour we're going to have some fun doing a low, mellow flow. We're going to focus on some particular shapes like figure fours and trees, but we're going to do them low. So I hope you enjoy it. I'm happy to be here. You might need some blocks today, so if you have your blocks or if they're not handy, go get them. If you don't have blocks, you can use a book. That's about the size of a block. And as we go through this morning's practice, remember that you're the captain of your ship. I can't see you, and you want to make sure that what it is that I'm doing is resonating with you, in that if anything that I'm suggesting that you do doesn't feel right, if it causes any kind of pain, back off, don't do it. I'll give you some modifications, some different ways to do it if need be. And yeah, so we'll just get started. So again, thank you for being here. I hope you enjoy a little exploration into figure fours. So find a comfortable seat, rooting down through the sits bones, lengthening up through the side body, lengthen the back of the neck, and close your eyes. And allow yourself to kind of settle into the shape of your body, this body that you brought to class this morning. And as you breathe, sort of take the internal climate of this body that you brought to class. How is it feeling this morning? Where are you holding tension? Where in your body do you feel cold? Maybe where do you feel warmer? We want to find a balance between sort of like the temperature. So if you're feeling a little chilly in one area, maybe you want to rub it a bit. We want to try to find the balance within ourselves. That includes temperature. So continue to breathe. Feeling the breath move in through the softened nostrils, the softened throat, chest is broad. Allowing the belly to fill, moving away from the spine as you inhale. And as you exhale, feel that belly draw back toward the spine. The air moving out through the softened throat, through the softened nostrils. You can hold on to your knees and draw the tips of the shoulder blades down, lifting the chest up, but draw the sacrum forward. Moving the shoulders away from the ears. As you breathe in with ease. Lick your lips and swallow. Lick your lips the other direction and swallow. Open the mouth up wide. Relax. Open the mouth up wide. Relax. Again, open up wide. Relax. Good. As you exhale, drop the chin to the chest. Keep the throat soft. Then inhale the chin up. Draw the tips of the shoulder blades down, broadening the front collarbones. And as you exhale, profile shut over to the left side. Inhale through center. And exhale, profile over to the right side. And inhale through center. Good. Open your eyes up. We're going to do some organic circles. All right? So it's an exhale that draws your body forward. Just take it slow. We're just waking up the spine. So exhaling forward, inhaling up. Excuse me. Exhaling forward, inhaling. Maybe you're able to draw yourself down a little bit more as you continue making these circles with your trunk. One more circle just like that. Next time you're up, you're going to change the direction of those body circles. Inhaling up, exhaling, drawing yourself down. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Just waking up slowly but surely. 2 more circles just like that. Nice. Come back through center. Good. Place your right hand down and inhale. Take the left overhead, stretching long and tall on that left side body. Pressing down to the left sits bone, lengthening out through the fingertips and open the chest up. Good. Bring that hand down and switch sides. Right arm overhead, rooting through that right sits bone, lengthening through the right fingertips, opening the chest up. And come down through center. Go back to the first side. We're going to pulse it for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring that hand down and switch sides for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Bring that hand down. We're going to take your left knee, cross it over the right, and bring your left fingertips behind you, right arm to the outside, and inhale, lift and lengthen the spine. Exhale, twisting around the spine. Your gaze is over the back shoulder. But if that torques the neck, just look straight ahead. Pretty much in the same direction as your sternum bone. But every inhalation, you're going to lift and lengthen. Every exhalation, you're going to twist. Every inhalation, lifting. Every exhalation, twisting. And then inhale, look over the opposite shoulder. And then you're going to place the right hand down and inhale. And take the left overhead. And then you're going to look down, place that hand down, and ease your bodies just ever so slightly over to the right side while you keep this left glute pressing down. So you're twisting and you're reaching. And you're breathing. And while we're in this twist, do a deep belly breath. So you're going to breathe air into the belly. So as you inhale, feel it expand outward. And as you exhale, drop back toward the spine. One more deep belly breath. And exhaling. Come back through center. And we're going to switch sides. So right leg is crossed on top. Left hand behind you. Pardon me, right hand behind you, left to the outer upper leg. Inhale, lift and lengthen. And as you exhale, twist to look over the back shoulder. Every inhalation, lifting and lengthening. Every exhalation, twisting a little bit more. And again, when we're in a twist, feel free to focus on a belly breath. So when you inhale, expand the belly, and when you exhale, drop back. One more breath here. Then inhale, look over the forward shoulder. And then place the left hand down. Inhale, Take the right overhead. Stretching, reaching, pressing the right sits bone into the mat. And then bring that hand down. And again, twisting. Breathing into the belly. Keeping that right sits bone planted into the mat. Shoulders moving away from the ears. Deep belly breaths here. And then inhale, come up. And release. Bring those legs forward. Shake it out. Massage the outsides of the legs. Massage the inside of the legs, the tops of the legs. Good, and just rub your hands up and down on the tops of those legs. Getting some blood flow. Massaging the muscles ever so slightly. Good. All right, so first figure four of the morning, we'll come into a Janya Sirsasana, but not a deep one, as in bringing the foot right into toward the pubic bone. Keep it sort of mid-thigh, all right? So it's definitely, if you look down, you're looking at a 4, all right? Place your hands on either side of the forward leg and let yourself just draw forward. As you draw your chest and belly forward, let the sits bones travel back. Energy through the moon of the big toe. So this right here is the moon of the big toe. You're pressing out through the moon of the big toe and the moon of the inner heel. So you're lengthening the inner line of the leg. I'll move back so you can see my foot. Here we go. Foot engaged. Dorsal flexion, but you've got a great deal of energy through those points as you're lengthening the inner line of the leg away. And you're folding over. You've got external rotation from this bent leg. So from the hip, from the groin to the inner knee, you're moving it away. And then from the outer knee to the outer hip, you're drawing it in. As it moves in, it helps move you forward. And breathe. Back of the neck is long here. And then inhale, come up. Good. We're going to go from this actual 4 into a wide 4. So we're going to shift it slightly. And then we're going to turn our bodies over toward the extended leg. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, bring your bodies forward. Energy through the heel. Again, reaching through the moon of the big toe and the inner heel as you draw your bodies down toward that extended leg. Breathing into the back body, throat stays soft. And then inhale up. We're going to come forward, so reach your bodies forward. Maybe you come down onto the elbows. Sits bones are moving back. Chest is nice and broad. As you drop, root down more through the sits bones. Hopefully you feel a bit more of a stretch through the hamstring. Lift my sweater. Reaching out through the heel, drawing the sits bone down as you extend your body forward, but shoulders away from the ears. So as you're moving forward, you're moving the shoulders backward toward the wall behind you. And inhale, come up. Now we're going to turn toward the bent knee and take your bodies over it. Continuing to root down through that right sits bone though. So you push the hands down and away from you to keep that sits bone on the ground as you lay your body closer to the bent leg knee. Throat is soft. Good, then walk the hands back. Bring the legs together. And again, give it a nice rub. Rub the backs of the legs, rub those hamstrings, rub your calves, sides. Nice vigorous rub down. And then we're going to go to the second side. So close the knee joint, drop the right leg over to the side. And again, it's not a typical jhana where you bring the foot into the groin. Just keep it mid-thigh. Reach out energetically through the heel. Reach through the moon of the big toe and the inner heel. So that's a very Tadasana leg. Imagine the ground is right there. And with the ground being right there, remember, when you're in Tadasana, as you're rooting down through the ground, you're trying to lift up off the hip girdle. So even as you're on the ground and that heel's reaching away, reach the hip bone back and sit up off it so that when you come forward, you have more spaciousness to move forward. All right? So hopefully you got all that, or a piece of it. As you come forward and breathe. Chest is broad. Belly is soft as you inhale, filling that belly with air. Collarbones are broad. Back of the neck is long. Very good. And inhale, come up. Nice. All right, so now we're going to open it up. So you're going to take that leg out to the side. Bring the foot a little bit closer to the thigh. It doesn't have to touch completely at this point. And we're going to turn toward the extended leg. And again, integrity through the position of that leg. You're lengthening the inner line of the leg to the base of the ankle, and then from the ankle you're reaching ever so slightly more. As most of us are shorter in the inner leg, so we want to kind of intensify that inner leg line, and then draw back on the outer leg. As you draw back on the outer leg, turning toward the leg, reaching the heel away, drawing the flesh, the top of the leg back. Again, those many roads. Those cars are traveling. As you bring your body closer to over that leg. Very active leg, hugging the quad down. Reaching the body forward, nose toward the knee. You've got that external rotation action happening through the bent leg. And then inhale, come up. And as you exhale, reach your bodies forward. Moving that sternum bone into the armpit chest so that the front body feels nice and broad. Reaching through the heel. As you reach that heel away, pull the head of the femur bone into the socket, lifting yourself up even more to bring yourself forward with greater length. Keep rooting the sits bone down on that left side. Hopefully it feels good. It feels really delicious to me. Inhale, come up. And now we're going to turn toward the bent knee and ease your bodies over it. But trying to maintain the integrity of this sits bone plugging into the earth. So if it's popping up, you can hold it down and then ease your body forward as best you can. Good, and inhale, come up. Legs long again. Give it a little massage. Maybe you bend the knees, massage the back of the hamstrings even more. Calves, outer leg. Good, and let's come into a Baddha Konasana. So soles of the feet together, Bring your groins closer towards your heels. Lift the chest up, and as you push the feet together, draw those knees down toward the ground, the outer thighs down toward the ground. Lift the chest up. Maybe you become more broad through the chest. As you exhale, look over the left shoulder. And inhale through center. And as you exhale, look over the right shoulder. And inhale through center. Good. Extend now the right leg long. We're going to go ahead and cross the left over the leg. So we're going to come into another twist. So the left hand's going to come behind you. You can hold on to the left leg with the right hand. Again, the same energy through that extended leg. Those roads are still traveling the same directions. As you inhale, lift and lengthen. As you exhale, twisting to look over the back shoulder. Rooting through the moon of the big toe of this bent leg foot. Throat is soft. Every inhalation lifting and lengthening. Every exhalation twisting. And then inhale, look over the forward shoulder and release. We're going to switch sides. So bend the opposite knee, cross it over. If this is uncomfortable, you can put a block underneath this foot. If you find that you just can't get it over here, you can keep it here as well on the same side. But if you can, try to cross it over. Right hand behind you, inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, twisting to look over the back shoulder. As you're twisting to look over the back shoulder, you're lengthening the inner line of the extended leg even more. So feeling like a connection between this back shoulder and the moon of the big toe. As you twist, doing deep belly breaths. Inhaling, feeling the belly move away from the spine. And as you exhale, feeling the belly move toward the spine. Twisting a little bit deeper. And then inhale, look over the forward shoulder. And release. Shake it out. Rub it down. Good job. All right, so now let's go ahead and come onto our backs. And when we're in our back, we're going to come into a figure 4 on the ground. But first, before we do, just take your arms overhead. Lengthen those arm bones. Draw the shoulder blades down toward the hips and walk your stretch. Just walk your stretch. Good. Reach for the knees. Bring the knees into the chest. As you exhale, bring your head and shoulders up off the mat. And then head and shoulders back. So before we come into just a reclined figure 4, we're going to come into a half happy baby. So extend the right leg long, and you're going to hold on to the outer edge of the left foot. And draw it down toward the ground. Feel free to let yourselves roll over to that side so that you're laying on the thigh, okay? You're got the knee down to the ground. And with this being the anchor, this part being on the ground, see how much you can open your body up while maintaining this connection between knee, thigh, and ground. With the knee, the thigh grounded, you may be on your side this way. Allow gravity to gently draw you over. Maybe there's going to be a bit of a tug of war here between the leg rising off the ground and the shoulders staying on the ground. We want to feel what it's like to have this leg down and then move away from it. Good. And go ahead, release that. Bring the knees into the chest. Exhale, head and shoulders up off the mat. And then head and shoulders back. Extend the left leg long. We'll come into our Ardha Nanda Balasana, second side. So I'm holding onto the outer edge of the right foot, and I'm going to let my body fall over to the side so that I can get this right knee and right thigh on the ground. All right? And with it planted, then I'm going to do my best to roll the rest of my body away from it while I still have this on the ground. So hang out wherever you are and breathe. And eventually, maybe you tip a little bit over and try and find sort of a happy space between these 2 points, but ultimately trying to ground this the right thigh on the mat. Again, energy through the moon of the big toe and the moon of the inner heel. So you continue to press that inner line of the leg up to the sky as you draw the leg down toward the ground. And then release. Bring the knees into the chest and stir the pot, 2 spoons. And then stir the pot in the other direction, 2 spoons. Okay, so plant your feet and actually take the right leg long and cross the opposite over. So now we've got like a true figure 4 here through our legs. And reach the arms overhead. As you reach the arms overhead, I want you to focus on moving off this hip. So you're lengthening up, and as you're lengthening up, externally rotate this bent leg. So you're trying to get the knee to come closer to the ground. And just feel what you feel through the hip. Stretching, external rotation through that bent leg knee at the hip. Good. And bring that knee into the chest. As you exhale, head and shoulders up off the mat. Bring it up a little bit more. Then maybe you raise the opposite leg off the ground. And then head and shoulders back. Both legs long. Reach the arms overhead and walk your stretch. Good. Bring that opposite knee into the chest and then cross it over into your figure 4. So you know your legs are forming a 4. Reach the arms overhead. And again, focus on that external rotation and just feel the stretch wherever you feel it. But you're moving the right knee away from the right hip. Good. Then bring that knee into the chest, and as you exhale, bring the head and shoulders up off the mat and raise the opposite leg, pressing the mid-back into the mat. Very active through the feet. As you can see, dorsal flexion, inner groins dropping down of the extended leg, hugging the quad to the bone, reaching out through the heel as I lift myself up. And then release. Arms overhead, walk your stretch. Good. Bring the knees into the chest. Stir the pot without using your hands. So this gets into the core, some control. And stir the pot in the other direction. All right, then plant the feet and just windshield wiper the knees side to side. We're going to come into a figure 4 in a bridge. That'll be fun. I hope you enjoy it. Alrighty, so coming back, feet are hip distance apart. Press the lower back into the mat. Just enjoy that feeling of spreading. Those sits bones are moving away from each other. Imagine you have a block in between your thighs. And the more you press into that block, the more the sits bones travel outward, and you get this beautiful spreading of the lower back onto the mat. And then release. We're going to go ahead and cross the left foot over the right leg. And while we're here, feel the rotation at the head of the femur bone. It's not that you're, if you had your hand here pushing the leg away. I want you to focus on you energetically rotating the head of the femur bone in the socket to move that knee away and see what happens. To me, it's a wonderful stretch, an awakening of my IT band. All right, so with that being very active, go ahead and lift the opposite foot off the ground. So as you're moving energetically this knee away from the hip socket, bring the opposite leg towards you. So you've got opposing actions here. Your legs are super active. And hopefully you're beginning to feel a little bit tired here in this elevated figure 4. Continue to hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Then plant the foot, draw the knees over to the left side, and because we can, and I love core, and you know that, and we're doing a low flow, continue to draw down on the right knee, interlace the fingers behind the occiput, tent the fingers up, press the elbows back, and pulse yourselves up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Head and shoulders back. Plant the foot. Press the lower back into the mat again like we did earlier. Back of the neck is long. Imagine you have a block between your thighs, and as you push into that block, feel those sits bones just move outward. Good. And then relax the lower back. Cross the right leg over the left. And again, focus on the action. It's happening through the head of the femur bone. It's not that you're putting your hand on your leg and pushing it away. I want the action to happen here. So think of the femur bone in the socket and move it away. Move it away and just see, again, what wakes up. Foot is flexed. And once you're there, and you're feeling, I know, I feel it, like I said, on my outer leg in the IT band. I'm going to now raise the opposite foot up off the ground, drawing the leg toward me while I move the opposite away. Trying to keep my sacrum balanced on the mat, so I'm not tipping over one way or another here. But very active, drawing the foot forward while moving the knee away. So like I said earlier, very active legs here. And then bring the foot down and let the knees fall over to the right side. Maybe reach your arms overhead, stretching before we do a little bit more core work. Interlace the opposite finger on top, tent the fingers up, push the elbows back, and as you exhale, up you go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Head and shoulders back. Unwind. Bring the knees into the chest without using your hands. Stir the pot. And then stir the pot in the other direction. All right. Soles of the feet together. We're going to come into our Supta Baddha Konasana before we move into the next posture, which is going to be bridge lifts in a figure 4. So, take a deep breath, walk your stretch, and then hands on the outer thighs. Bring those thighs together, feet are hip distance apart. Press the lower back into the mat. Keeping it pressed into the mat, Just bring your head and shoulders up off the mat. Maybe come up a little bit more, pressing the belly button back in toward the spine. And then head and shoulders back. We're going to now cross the left leg over the right. Place your hands down by your hips, and you're going to lift the hips up off the ground. All right, so here we are, figure 4 bridge. Now what we're going to do, because we can, we're going to drop the hips to the ground for 10 and up, 9, up, 8, up, 7, up, 6, up, 5, up, 4, up, 3, up, 2, up, 1, up, keep it up, pulse it higher for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, hips straight down. Bring the knees into the chest, and with your hands stir the pot. Massaging the lower back. And stir the pot in the other direction. And now to the second side. So plant the feet, cross the opposite foot on top, hands at your hips, and lift those hips up, pressing down through the standing leg foot, pushing that foot away to lift the sacrum up even higher. Now drop the hips to the ground for 10 and up, 9, up, 8, up, 7, up, 6, up, 5, up, 4, up, 3, up, 2, up, 1, up, keep it up, pulse it higher for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hips straight down, good. Bring the knees into the chest, circle the ankles, and circle the ankles in the other direction. As you exhale, head and shoulders up off the mat, pressing that lower back into the mat, pulling on the knees, pushing the knees into the hands, and then head and shoulders back. Let's go ahead and come into our happy baby. So holding on to the outer edges of the feet, feel free to rock side to side. Good. All right, so coming back through center, we're going to keep hold of the the left foot, extend the left leg long, and again, bring that knee toward the ground. Reach the right arm overhead, so we're stretching from the right fingertips to the right heel, and as you exhale, lift yourself up, and you're going to pulse it for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Head and shoulders back. You can stay here, continue to work this half happy baby, or hold on to the heel. Take your time, or if you have a strap, you could put a strap around the heel and see about extending that leg long, the heel reaching up to the sky. So again, it's this external rotation at the head of the femur bone. It's not that you're just turning the foot outward. It's starting from the very top of the foot. And feel maybe some delicious length through the hamstring. If you're in your happy baby, so if you were in your happy baby, we were here. But just to feel this sense of the external rotation, if you're not able to extend the leg too much, then just hold on to the heel and work from the head of the femur bone, this external rotation. And then release. Bring the knees into the chest, stir the pot, 2 spoons. And now stir the pot in the other direction. Good, so we're going to go into our half happy baby second side. So holding on to the outer edge of the foot, draw that knee down toward the ground. Raise the opposite arm overhead, reaching from the left fingertips to that left heel, lengthening the left side body. And then as you exhale, pike it up and pulse it for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Head and shoulders back. All right, so again, we're going to extend the opposite leg, or the bent leg, from the head of the femur bone. So we're going to be rotating up high, not just the foot. So hold onto the heel from the inner side of the foot, and maybe you stay here in your happy baby, just feeling the rotation, working the rotation at the top of the hip. And then extend, if you can. I'm going to hit my fireplace wall. Extend the leg. And breathe. Wherever you are, whether you're here, somewhere in between, or whether it's fully extended, toes on the ground, it's all good. But just listen to your body. Work with the dialogue. What's happening in your body right now? Because it's a moment not to be missed. That is one of the beauties of yoga asana. Through the physical body, it helps us deepen the dialogue within ourselves. Our mind, we're going, what's going on here? Our judgment, we hope that we are approaching everything from love and appreciation for wherever we are, and that we are embracing the beauty of where we are right now and saying, hey, that's totally bitchin'. Look at that. Feel that. It's wonderful. It's absolutely beautiful where we are right now. We're not trying to get anywhere, except for maybe more connected. All right, circle those ankles or circle the knees. Circle the hips, circle the whole darn leg. Actually, you've got two, so circle both of them. Because we can, we need to get off our backs. Let's go ahead and rock and roll up into an Ardha Navasana position. So here we are, Ardha Navasana. Go ahead, inhale the arms up. Exhale, let's go for a little bit of a twist. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, twisting. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, twisting. Inhaling up. Exhale, twisting. Inhaling up. Exhale, twisting. Inhaling up. Exhale, twisting. Beautiful. Well done. All right, so let's come on to our side bodies. Okay, we're going to come into a side elbow plank. Let me move myself up a little bit here. So look down at your body. Make sure that your body is parallel to the long side of your mat. Elbows underneath the shoulder. First tree pose on our side. We're going to bring the foot down. All right, so we did this sitting, and now we're going to do it on our side. So you're going to inhale and lift the body up. Reach the right arm overhead, open the chest. You're on the outer blade of the left foot, pressing it down, cutting through the mat with that outer blade. Good. And then bring the hips down for 5, and up, 4, and up, 3, and up, 2, and up, 1, and up. Bring the hip down, bring the hand down, and extend onto your side, just laying down. Now lift the legs up off the ground, and bring the legs down for 5, and up, 4, and up, 3, and up, 2, and up, 1, and up. Bring the legs down, bend that top leg again, and then pulse the bottom leg up to the sky for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good.
We're going to switch sides. So I'm going to switch this way. And we're going into that side elbow plank again. So look down at your body, make sure that your body's parallel to the long side of your mat. And we're going to plant the top foot so we can continue to work with that figure 4 position. Inhale, take the hips up, arm overhead, cutting the mat with the outer edge of the right foot, opening the chest up, lifting the hips up even higher, and then drop the hips to the ground for 5, and up, 4, and up, 3, and up, 2, and up, 1, and up. Good. Drop it down. Both legs long. Lay yourself down on your sides and pulse those legs up for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Bend the top leg again. Pulse the bottom leg up to the sky for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. Okay. Now we're going to come into a side full plank in a tree pose. So we're going to go from our plank, here we are, we're going to roll over onto our side, draw back on the bowstring, and you can tree pose in a kickstand position this way, or tree pose with the foot at the inner thigh. You can raise the arm overhead, lifting, enjoying your tree. And then bring the foot down, hand lands, hip down, and we'll switch sides. So you choose, so we'll go back from our plank, pardon me, plank to our side plank. Oopsie. And you choose, you can have the foot down, so still a figure 4, or go into a full tree, bringing the foot to the inner thigh, arm up, or arm overhead, lifting and lengthening and enjoying. And then bring the hand down, hip down, coming back onto your backs. Bring your knees into the chest. We'll go back to our happy baby. Pressing the lower back into the mat. Throat stays soft. Rock it side to side. Bring the soles of the feet together. Reach the arms overhead. Walk your stretch. Reaching one arm and then the other. And sweep those arms to the outer side legs. Bring them into the chest. As you exhale, bring your head and shoulders up off the mat. Let's do some cross crawls. I do know. For 10, and 9, and 8, and 7, and 6, and 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Good. Head and shoulders back. Extend the left leg long. Cross the right over. Coming into a jackknife twist. Also a figure 4.
Shoulders are planted. Breathing deep into the belly. Coming back through center. Bringing both knees into the chest, nice and wide. Exhale, head and shoulders up off the mat. And then head and shoulders back. Extend the right leg long. Jackknife twist. Second side. Moving this hip bone away from the floating ribs, so you're getting more length here as you draw that knee up higher and let it drop closer to the ground. Again, belly breaths. Breathing into the belly, feeling the belly expand outward with air. And exhale, take it back. I know there's no air there, but you know what I mean. Inhale, belly rises. Exhale, drawing it back. And just allowing gravity to help you deepen this really wonderful twist. And then come back through center. Bring your knees into the chest. As you exhale, head and shoulders up off the mat. Pressing that lower back into the mat. Pulling on the knees, pushing the knees into the hands. Really getting a delicious stretch on the back body. And then head and shoulders back. Extend the right leg long, piercing the ground with the right heel. Do the same with the left. Very active legs. Make robot arms, lift the shoulder blades up, roll them under. Release the hands, palms face up. Relax the feet. Shavasana. And I'll call you back. So you relax your throat. Relax the lids over the eyes, and the area around the jaw. Relax the shoulders. Let the arms be heavy. Soften the chest and belly. Relax the glutes, the groins, and the thighs. Soften the calves. Relax the ankles, let the feet just roll open. As you follow your regular breath and melt into the ground. Begin to bring your awareness deeper into the spaces of your bodies by deepening your breath, licking your lips and swallowing, and gently rock the head side to side. Begin to wiggle the fingers and toes, and stretch the arms overhead, stretching long and tall from the tips of the fingers down to the bottoms of the toes. And then bring one knee into the chest, giving it a hug. Bring the other knee in, giving both knees a hug. Appreciating your bodies for the magnificent gifts that they are to you and that you are to each one of us. And then let go of your knees and roll to your side. And while you're there with your eyes closed, think of 3 things you're grateful for today. And then keeping the eyes closed, press yourself up to a comfortable dynamic seat. Bring your hands together at your heart center in Anjali Mudra. We'll share a breath, so exhale. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. And as you exhale, bring your hands back to your heart center. Bow your head, honoring yourself, your community, this tradition of yoga. Hands to the brow, signifying right thoughts. To the lips for right words. And to the heart for right actions. Namaste.